What does the Pascal's triangle start with? 1. It starts with 3 ones, and then every row starts with a 1, and then you simply remember add these two, so we get 2, and then they all end with a 1. Then this is, what row is this right here? Second row is right. That's the second, because remember your second element is a 2. This is your second row. This first row, what do we call this row right here? The 0 row. Then we have 1, 3, 3, 1. And then you start with a 1. 1 and 3 is 4. 6, 4, 1. And then you should have had 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1. Alright, so we have here, this was row 0. Also, when you count with your elements, they also start with 0. On the Pascal's triangle, for it to work, you have to start with 0. So when you count elements, there would be 0, 1. This row would be 0, 1, 2. This row would be 0, 1, 2, 3 when you talk about elements. Alright, so every element, you always start with the 0 element, and then the first element, second element, third element, fourth element, fifth element. So if I were to ask you the question, what is the second element in the fourth row? Alright, so we have here the fourth row is right here, because we can see clearly can see the 4. And now the second element, remember you go 0, 1, 2, and a lot of you were saying 6, and that is right. The last thing that we have to learn is how you can find the rth element in the nth row of the Pascal's triangle. How it will look a lot of times is it will say n over r, and remember that this right there is your row, n being your row and r being your element. And that equals n factorial over r factorial times the quantity n minus r parentheses factorial. I know we already know that the element is 6, but we might as well show that this and agree that this works. So before we do a different one, we're going to again find the second element in the fourth row. So remember, your rows go on top, so it's 4, 2, and that equals 4 factorial over 2 factorial, and then 4 minus 2 factorial. And then I want you guys to put that into your calculators. Make sure when you're doing the bottom you put parentheses around that. Did you guys get 6? Did you put parentheses? 4 math factorial divided by 2, whoops, I forgot my parentheses, 2 and did you go 4 minus 2? Did you put more parentheses? I'll just go factorial. And that you guys might have done, whoops, times parenthesis 4 minus 2 and a parenthesis factorial. If you didn't do 4 minus 2 in your head and you put it in there, make sure you put, it'll have a double parenthesis. Because you have to have a parenthesis around the whole bottom. Because this whole thing is on the bottom. Did you guys just put this parenthesis?
Yeah.
Yeah, because what this will do is it'll go 4 factorial divided by 2, then it'll go times your 2 factorial, which that's not what it is. So you gotta, when I say put parentheses, I mean put parentheses around the bottom. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Second, last one, it says, what is the element, or the fifth element, in row 20? The first thing I want you guys to do is I want it to look just like this when you do the problem. I want a number over something in parentheses and then written out, and then an answer. So I want you guys to try number 2. Alright, so hopefully you wrote 20 on the top, because remember your rows go on the top. 20 over 4 parentheses is equal to 20 factorial over 4 factorial, and then, oh yes, sorry, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it says 5. What? Oh, yeah, and I don't know why I did 5 there. I did on my homework too. Okay. Thank you. And then 20 minus 5 factorial. So that means the answer. So then you guys should have got 15,504. So that means if you were to write out the Pascal's triangle all the way down to the 20th row, the fifth element, which would be the 6th number in, because remember it starts at 0, so the 6th number in would be that number. Alright, and there are reasons why, and there's other things that use the Pascal's triangle, like if you had 20 people running for council and only 6 of them could win, that would be a thing that you would use this for also. You would have 20, you'd have 20 on the top and 6 on the bottom. So it's also a pool, like if what's the probability, how many different ways could it happen, and so this also tells you that kind of stuff also. But since it's the end of the school year and we don't have much time left, we are going to end here. But I know like there's a lot more, and you'll learn a lot more if you do go to the next math. So, questions on that? Now, you all hopefully picked up one of these sheets. A couple of good news. This sheet right here, you are going to be able to use on your test on Thursday. I've decided to most of it will be on your chapter 13, but there will be stuff from chapter 12. Also, you are going to be able to use this sheet on your final and anything you want to write on the back. So this is your sheet that you get to start with. So this is my start for you. We came up with some things that I really think that you guys need to have. Plus, I felt since everyone should have this, we wrote out most of it. And but you can add stuff to it if you want. If you need to highlight or anything like that, you may do so on both sides. Now, if I were you, and I will also say that for the test, if you start writing on this, like say you started writing on this on today, you will still be able to use it on the test on Thursday. So this is the sheet you get to use on Thursday. But remember that you have to be able to fit everything that you want on the midterm also, or on the final on the back of this. So yes. No. No. Now, the reason that for that is because in the past when that's happened, people share, and we want to make sure it's your stuff. So, so the biggest thing is though, I will also kind of give you things that I think you should add to this, especially when we start going over that review packet that hopefully you guys started on Friday. With that said and done, questions so far? All right. So get out Friday's homework then. Friday's homework. Friday's homework was the 3 problems you should have received. As soon as I can find mine. Yep.
Should the last one number 1 divided by 4?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Anybody not have number 1 done? So that you can, oh, and then I didn't put it back to X's. I did it for substitution, but then did I even finish it? I probably didn't even finish this problem, did I? No, I didn't finish it. That's why, because I was going to come back to it and didn't. So this would be 1, and then I'd have to insert my 2x to the 5th plus 5, 2x to the 4th, and then minus y plus 10, 2x to the 3rd plus negative y squared plus 10, 2x squared negative y to the 3rd plus 5. And why I did a and b is so that it's easier for substitution, because we started on ours with x and y's. To the 4th plus negative y to the 5th. 32 x to the 5th plus 5 times 2 to the 4th times 1 negative. So it's negative 80 x to the 4th y. And then we have 10 times 3 cubed is another 80 x cubed y squared. All right, questions? Yep, the last one was long. Okay, on today's assignment that you picked up a worksheet that's over here. We have the front side. The first 4 problems is what I just taught you. Well, the 3 of them. So I have here the first 3. These are ones that we just learned today. This you learned last week, but you got to just continue. And then a practice on your expansion. I will tell you that, oh, and then on the back is a review to start thinking about that test on Thursday. You'll get your final review for that test on Thursday tomorrow. I'm only going to do those 2 reviews. So, I will tell you that it does have chapter 13 and chapter 12 on it. So you want to make sure that you do this whole paper today and that whole review sheet tomorrow that you're going to get. So the thing that I'm going to give you tomorrow is the review for the test, like I always do. It's going to be just like the test. So, is there anybody that wants me to go through some stuff from last week that actually I think I'm going to. I'm going to stop this though.